Welcome to the Friday Matinee on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. I'm George.
I am T, and you are George in the bowling shirt.
What else? What else did I look like there? You just said a bowler and a what?
Oh, Charlie Sheen from 2.5 Men.
Hardly.
No.
Hardly. I couldn't keep up with him even back in the 80s. This is Friday Matinee, and we do have some news to talk about. I've been following this since about a little after 7 this morning. The Newhall fire, as it's come to be known. It's off Newhall Ranch Road, actually. Ironically, in beautiful North Valencia, Tesoro de Valle-ish area. And this is it was actually originally reported on the hills just behind Kelly Johnson Parkway off Newhall Ranch Road in Copper Hill. Still at 10% containment as of 11:30 a.m. However, there's no active fire at this time. The LA County Fire Department units slowly being released from the scene but remaining on standby. One helicopter released as well. 15 acres total burn. Winds remain in the area currently between about 23 and 31 miles per hour with gusts in Santa Clarita, according to the Weather Channel and other weather sources. So there's a high wind advisory, and that is what took from a 2-acre blaze up to 15 acres before they got it controlled.
And how interesting we should be starting the Friday Matinee with breaking news, because we have with us our departing news director,
Breaking
Heather Harbin.
Newser, Heather
right there.
Harbin, welcome
To the Friday Matinee. Thank you for having me.
So I've seen you come up in the ranks pretty quickly, because you started out as an intern here.
I did.
I'm trying to think of when that was. It was
May last year, actually.
Okay, because I know it was still in Canyon Country.
Mm-hmm.
And you, from there, got hired as a news writer, and then now you are the news director, but you are departing to other pastures.
I am, yes.
And staying in the
Alphabet Television pastures.
and a network news.
Yes, I'll be going to ABC 7.
ABC 7, Glendale, California. And we also had Enzo Marino, who left and went to an
Palm
NBC
Springs.
affiliate in Palm Springs.
Mm-hmm.
So, KHTS, I don't want to say we're a launching point, because I don't want people to get jobs here and then think that 6 months later they can just up and go somewhere else. But would you say that the experience here had helped craft you for the gig that you're about to get into?
Absolutely. I got this job this is my very first job in the industry, and I got it right out of graduating from College of the Canyons, and it's been such an amazing experience, and I've been so lucky to work with such amazing people, and it was just, I wouldn't trade it for the world.
You know, it's nice that we talk a lot about the talent that comes out of COC and how this valley, I've said before, there's something about this area, but very nice that you've come from COC to KHTS to ABC. It's a lot of letters. There are a lot of alphabet letters here, and it has been nice having you in the station and the things that you do. Did it feel like when you came from the academic experience was it out of the frying pan into the fire? Did you feel like you were prepared? Did you feel like, wow, I'm semi-prepared, or how was the transition?
Well, I got my associate's degree from COC, and the program there is amazing. So I did come in somewhat prepared. It put it into a whole different perspective for me. Actually, working in the industry, it's obviously different in school than it is working in the working world.
But I'm glad you felt prepared. That makes me happy for what kind of experience you get coming into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you were in the smaller digs that we had over in Canyon Country. You've come over here, and so from the academic to being the intern to working in the news desk to running the news desk. What are you going into now at ABC?
I'm going to be taking quite a step down, which isn't a bad thing. I'm going to be a news assistant there, so basically means I'm going to be logging music and searching through file video and helping out the anchors in any way I can and printing scripts, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's actually kind of perfect. You've come from big fish in a small pond to small fish in a big pond, and then you'll work your way up there, accordingly. That's kind of the way it is.
Exactly.
I've seen it in the movies.
After a while, I'll be working on the assignment desk, so.
Well, and that's the thing is getting that opportunity, and especially you get some network creds on your resume, and then that can take you almost anywhere, which is really great. I want to ask you, though, have you always wanted to be in the news, or did you start out as a ballerina? You wanted to be a firefighter or something like that, or?
Actually, I actually wanted to be an architect. going into COC in my first
I had
year.
such a surprise on my
Yeah,
I just don't hear that outside of Seinfeld with George Costanza pretending to be an architect.
There you go.
I don't hear anybody that does that anymore.
I wanted to be in my first semester, and then I
Really?
realized it wasn't for me. You know, when I was a kid, my dad always wanted me to read. Always had me read a newspaper, and I didn't really think of anything of it. And then he passed away, unfortunately, 2 years ago, and he and I took a couple of journalism classes, and that's when I realized that this is what I want to do.
And no other journalists in your family, or just
No,
professional newspaper readers? as it were?
Professional newspaper readers, yes. I do have one editor, but nothing
Wow.
in the journalism field.
Now, can we talk about, because you have a beau who's also been in the media.
Yes.
He's a media person. And did that influence you? Because you guys have been together for a little while, and he was working for the television station. So did that influence you too?
He actually got the job 1 month before me, so yeah, it did influence me, and I knew I wanted to get out of working in retail, obviously, and get my feet wet and get into an industry job. And that's when I saw this open up. And he used to work at SCV TV, and at KHTS and SCV TV being affiliates, it did encourage me to, and he also helped me move forward.
So when you leave here, you talk news all day. Do you go home and the two of you talk news and after hours?
This just in, I'm hungry. Breaking news, chili mac for dinner once again.
Only sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice though, because you have your future, as you move forward, this is something that's part of your day gig, and then the idea that you have someone you can discuss this with. And I always think that even in the medical field, when a doctor has a partner who is a nurse, or at least they can talk shop when they need to, or they cannot talk shop. So I wondered if that was a part of your existence. Do you have any role models now that you've been doing it for a while and you're continuing on, you're going forward? Do you any memes of Lois Lane up on your refrigerator? Do you have like a mentor that you look up to now and say, yeah, that's kind of what I want to be when I grow up?
I've always actually looked up to Philip Palmer at ABC, and it's going to be just a dream come true. We actually gained the chance to work with him. He's always been one of my favorite anchors, and he's always inspired me to keep pushing forward and always report news in a matter-of-fact standpoint, not put any opinions on it, and that's kind of who I look up to, as well as different reporters from other stations, like Leanne Suter, also from ABC, and just different reporters from other stations. Those are the only two real names that stick out to me.
Thank you for being the person who wants to just give the matter-of-fact news. Nothing, I think, upsets me more than picking up a newspaper or hearing someone coloring a story on air with their own emotion or their own. I'd say, well, I just want the facts, just the facts, ma'am, please.
Exactly.
So thank you for being, for being that person. I think that's honorable.
Exactly. I think the news should be about reporting facts instead of giving people opinions. That's the people's right to make their own opinions.
That's what op-ed is for.
Exactly. Who? Do I know him? Now, I want to talk a little bit about, because the responsibilities of being a news director here at KHTS are kind of broad, and no matter what you have, no matter who you have at the desk, there's still that you got to keep that one eye open or one ear open for some news. Do you still find that to be the case since you've taken over the desk there?
Oh yeah, I'm constantly checking every second of the day.
And I could tell too, because you break stuff like on Facebook, social media, and things like that. It's like Heather's on it, and I could every news director I've known in being here almost 5 years, and prior to that, realizing I didn't have that much experience except for watching news, to see what you guys do there, and it's actually a tremendous amount of information you pump out.
Mm-hmm.
So
we're constantly checking everything every minute of the day.
Exactly, and good job. So, in departing on, your aspiration, are you going to KABC? Did they allude to anything as far as possibilities down the road, or is it just?
They actually did. They said after a while I'll be moving up to the assignment desk.
Oh, you can say that, okay. I was paying attention, but now this is also because I don't know if I should say your age on the air, but you're still pretty young. And is it a little bit easier, probably, I don't want to say the pressures of being the news director here, but are you going to find that maybe just kind of sidestepping the process, you're saying it's a little bit of a, I don't know, how did you put it so eloquently?
Yes.
Put it as a step down, or not quite a step down, but a sidestep, as it were.
Exactly.
do you think that ultimately in the long run that's going to be like the better way? Do you think it's going to really flesh out the resume for you and move on?
Well, I've obviously really enjoyed my experience here, but I think this sidestep it's obviously just furthering what I
Right.
want to do, and I think.
Now, are you in college now aside from that? Are you going to finish going to a four-year university?
I am. I'm actually going to CSUN right now.
Okay.
I'm in my third year. So.
Well, there we go.
So you're going to be pulling the job and the academics, and it's a lot of stress. It's a lot of stress. You're in this for a while.
A
So
lot of things going on.
So
Yeah,
in the
a lot
past
going on.
almost a year that you've been here, what do you say was one of your favorite stories to work on?
Oh man, there's so many. I don't think I can choose just one. I love working on every single story and getting the chance to meet different people, and I love just walking in here knowing that every day isn't going to be just a normal day, and things can happen, just like the fire this morning. And
That's true.
Yeah, just
change your whole show up, yeah, and change your whole game. And also, it's interesting to find out in some of the stories just how many people are watching and listening, and you know, and even providing feedback on the stories. I think it's fascinating. It's nice to know that you're out there. Also, I know always posting onto the emergency pages as well. It's like there's Heather, and it could be late, like 10 o'clock
yes,
at night. You're doing it.
I always look to see the date stamp or time stamp on it. It's like, wow, she's still at it.
What is your ultimate goal as far as, do you have like a career aspiration? Ultimately, I want to be like actor might say, I want to play Hamlet someday. Do you have like an ultimate career goal?
one day I want to be a producer.
A producer?
Yeah, TV producer.
So behind the camera?
Behind the camera, yes.
Because you do a lot of on-camera stuff. You were doing the SCV TV news and things like that.
Yes.
And quite well.
Thank you.
So now I want to ask you something, because over the course of time, your voice, I mean, always when we have new people starting out and they have natural talent, but you have really grown vocally as well in your news reports. Have you been taking voice lessons, or is this something that just kind of naturally grew?
No, I haven't been taking voice lessons. It's just been a lot of help from everybody here, especially Carl and you two. And it's just kind of building the skills. You're not perfect at it right away, and I'm still not perfect at it. Still learning.
Humble too. I like that.
I like that. So I know that we've got some temporary fill-ins coming in. I don't know if it's a permanent thing, but we have someone who is unretiring to kind of fill the seat there for a bit. And I don't want to say who it is, but I know I just saw him walk in, so we're going to bring him in in a minute or so. But we talked about, so I'm curious to know really quickly about you wanting to be an architect. Do you have a propensity to draw, or?
I don't know where that came from for me.
Really?
I'm not really sure where I was going with
You
that.
saw a building and go, I can do better than that.
Well, that's not hard in California. I always say, what is the deal that with just a little extra effort we can make things beautiful, but so many don't.
No.
So it wasn't like you drew on the back of your notebook or anything like that, or?
Yeah, it was like a mixture of that. No, I'm trying to think about it. I can't really
Let me
think
put you on the spot there. Sorry.
We're going to have to get someone to dig into that news story. So
We're talking
at
with
some
Heather
point.
Harvin. She is currently, at least until about 5 o'clock today, our news director here at KHTS, and has had quite a meteoric rise here and learned so much. And I will tell you, in observing, you might not think that I listen or hear or observe or read what you guys do, but I do. So watch yourself back there in the news department. No, but I do, and I've seen you grow so much in really a short period of time. So it really is just, I know that you're going to do great going out there. So I'm gonna go hunt down our mystery guest.
All right, we do have a mystery guest coming in. It has. Oh, look at that! The microphone, then down it went. George, rookie mistake. Put your headphones on the microphone. So it will be nice to see. You'll stay in touch. You'll let us know.
Absolutely,
This is one of the
absolutely.
lovely things about Facebook is that we have the opportunity to stay in touch with you. Are we gonna do a? Let's do a. Ed McMahon, where he moves down the couch.
That's it. It's a Merv Griffin. It's a Jack Parr. Really quickly, let me go ahead and while we're making a little shift here.
Oh.
There we go. Turn the mic on. While we're doing a little shift here, we'll go ahead and I want to update on the Newhall fire. And that was as of 11:30 this morning, still at 10% containment. However, there's no active fire at this time, no flames going on there. This Newhall fire was located at Newhall Ranch Road and Kelly Johnson Parkway in the hills, right behind the Walmart there. No structures were in danger or had been affected by the fire at all. LA County fire departments slowly being released from the scene, remaining on standby. 1 helicopter released as well. A total of 15 acres burned. Winds remain high in the area. We've got 23 to 31 mile per hour gusts in the Santa Clarita Valley right now, on average. So, T, we were talking about with Heather. Heather, she didn't have to go, but okay. Bye, Heather. Thank you.
Well, we've done a little shiftaroo here. We
Right.
brought in another person. We have to my left Stephen K. Peoples, longtime KHTS
Now,
friend, and
this is the thing is we gave a little retirement send off last year for Stephen, and I want to. How's retirement going?
Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah,
That
retirement.
lasted about, 2 weeks, and I was bored out of my gourd. And right about that time, though, this was last summer, right about that time, my wife and I were kind of thinking, okay, what's the next act for me? And we both love pets. We're both nuts about pets. And an opportunity came up for us to get involved in the pet supplies retail business. So we started an online site called petmehappy.com, which is all of the great Amazon pet supplies, and you can buy them there through petmehappy.com with special discounts and bundling deals and stuff that you can't get on directly from Amazon. So that's cool. And we also set up a new website called the petmehappystore.com, where we're selling our own products. And our first product is called Pupper Pouch, which was invented by a local Santa Clarita person. And it's a really cool dog leash phone caddy. So when
I
you take your,
like this.
When you take your dog for a walk and you have all of this stuff that you have to carry, you have a place to stick your phone and your keys and so forth.
I'm a
you don't have
brand
to do
new
that.
dog owner. I have never had a dog. I mean, I grew up with dogs when I was really little, but I've never had a dog. I've always been a cat person. And now I have this dog that we got, a rescue dog in October.
Beautiful.
And it's exactly what you're talking about. I have the leash, and I put on there like the little bags and the little sanitizer, and then
Right.
the phone. Oh, do I put it in my jacket? Oh, I can't wear that jacket. It doesn't have a pocket. Oh, can I put it in my pants? Well, it's kind of big. And oh, what a great idea. Dog leash phone caddy for keys, cash, and smartphones. I love this.
Well, I'm glad you do.
Yeah.
And so it all ties in. It's just kind of weird. This was happening when Heather decided to move on, and I would like to add my voice to the chorus of folks wishing her well. She's done a great job here, and we'll wish her well in her next endeavor. But I got the call to kind of unretire, so I'm rejoining the KHTS news staff.
Yay, back in the family.
Next week for a couple of days a week to help out until the next thing happens, and so that's kind of a crazy thing. Didn't retire completely though. I kept writing the weekly SCV Rock Beat column, which appears on my page here on the KHTS website at peoplesplace.com. And it also appears on the scvnews.com site.
Nice.
So I've been keeping up with that every week. And as a matter of fact, right now we're having a special ticket giveaway for the Summer Meltdown Festival, which is coming up on Saturday, April 30th at Central Park. And so if you go to peoplesplace.com and check out the SCV Rock Beat for Thursday 4/14, you'll get all of the details and how you can throw your hat in the ring to get a couple of free tickets. They're $40 tickets worth $40 a
Wow,
piece.
nice.
To the Summer Meltdown, and they have 30 bands out there that are going to be rocking all day on Saturday, May 30th.
Nice.
Outstanding. And also, are you still doing House Blend with SCBT?
House Blend is on, I guess you would say, permanent hiatus. We wrapped the 5th season last summer of 15, and there were some changes, management changes and so forth, and production changes at the station, and the new the new folks decided to go a different direction. So
Okay.
there you go. That's
Oh.
fine.
How many times have we heard that in our life,
Yes.
George?
Oh, well, it's not you, it's us.
It's not
Yes.
you. We're going in a
Yes,
different
yes,
direction.
We're going in a different. Well, why don't you tell me what direction that is? I'm
Yeah.
happy to make that turn. Oh no, well I don't think then it gets dodgy.
Well-
okay, and finally the last thing that ties us all together here is that Pet Me Happy has a booth at the
KHTS Home and Garden Show this weekend, April 16th and 17th at Central Park. Free
Absolutely.
admission.
Yeah, come on out. We're going to be in booth 946. We're going to have free treats. So if you're,
Oh,
if
you
you're,
being a dog?
if your dog brings you to the park, okay, then please come by booth 946 for a little hydration and some free treats, and you can take a look at the pupper pouch because we're going to have it out there available for people to check out and at a discount that's only going to be at the Home and Garden Show.
That's
20% off discount.
I need one, so I'm going to come pick one of those up. I love this.
So it's really neat to be back on the Friday show and be back in the fray, and I'm feeling great. I'm having a large time, probably more fun than when I actually had to work.
There it is. Well, outstanding. Stephen, it's glad to have you back, and we'll be seeing you around the old
hallways.
the hallways, and then do we have a hallway? I guess
We
that
do
is
a long
hallway.
hallway.
Yes, we do.
And good to see you back, and best of luck and congratulations on Pet Me Happy, and good luck with this weekend and everything else, man. We'll see you around.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it. It's been fun, and we'll keep
right.
rocking.
You bet. We'll be back with Kickstart after this, the Friday Matinee on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.